So Deadlock is actually getting some massive buffs in the upcoming Valorant patch. Now this is on the creator event, so there's going to be an early look at some of them. This should be the exact same when they end up coming to the live servers in a few days, but just keep in mind some of these may be a little bit different when they go live. Anyway, first things first is going to be with the sonic sensor. Just some smaller buffs at first in terms of when you can recall the traps and how far you can recall them from. Because originally you could only recall it in the buy phase when the barriers were up and stuff, and on top of that you could only recall it from 12 meters away. However, now after the latest patch, not only can you pick it up whenever, like you can see, I can still pick it up now and take it back if I want. You can also pick it up from about 27 meters away now, so you can see on screen, there's how far away you used to be able to pick it up from, whereas now I can come all the way back here and pick it up. Isn't a crazy buff, but it's a nice little change, you know, you can pick it up from further away. Solid buff for Deadlock, not too big of a deal. So why is this called a crazy buff? And in a second here, I will get Jet to jump in this sonic sensor, because originally it would take 1 second for the trap to stun Jet, and Jet would have, I think it's 0.65 seconds to break the trap before it stuns her. Now let's see what happens when Jet jumps, and just how quickly this thing activates.
No surprises.
One more time there. You can see now it pretty much stuns Jet before she even falls to the ground. So it's so much faster now. The exact values, you can see there on screen. They've decreased the time to concuss enemies once triggered from 1 second down to 0.5 seconds. And it disappears a little bit faster, so enemies have a little bit less time to actually break the sonic sensor before it stuns them. That time has gone from 0.65 seconds down to 0.5 seconds. One final little change as well is that allies can now hear the effect of sonic sensor when they're standing near it. Very faintly, you can see I'm on Deadlock or Deadlock's team. I can sort of hear it when I'm near it, so that's a nice little quality of life change. But the massive buff there is obviously to just how quickly that thing is actually going to stun you. Because if I'm in here as well, you can see just how quickly this stuns, it is twice as fast now. It is going to be really hard to react to this, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to look like when you're actually entering on site. Let's say you're dashing in his Jet, but Deadlock has a sensor there. You're gonna dash in, and you're gonna get pretty much instantly stunned because you're gonna be dashed in your smoke, no idea what's going on. That is gonna hit you straight away, and is actually gonna be pretty strong now. Then we actually also have one more change to Deadlock, and that is going to be the size of her wall or her barrier mesh, because the length of each individual orb, if you want to call it that, has been increased from 6 meters to 10 meters. And the devs have said that this is so that if you place it in a rush, it'll still properly cover choke points. You can see here I'm sort of in Breeze A main, I'm rushing to throw this, and it doesn't quite cover it, the enemies can just run through. I've sort of mucked up the placement here. However, now after this new patch with the buff, the wall is going to extend further. So if I throw it in a rush the same way, it's oh no, I mucked it up. You can see now it actually is going to extend all the way across here 10 meters. So it's now, I don't know what the ping button is on this account there. Yeah, okay, so around about 10 meters. That says 8, but the patch notes say 10. It's because I'm not fully in the center. But yeah, the wall is going to be way bigger now. You can see if I just throw it in this big open area here, it just covers a massive area now. Look, I just sort of rounded through it there, and yet it now still covers this entire choke point, just blocks that entire thing off. So yeah, those are the buffs to Deadlock. Some pretty crazy stuff going on with her sonic sensors, and then a nice change to her barrier mesh as well. These go live on January 8th or 9th, depending on where you are in the world. Let me know what you guys think of these changes to Deadlock.